Hello, everybody. It's Angelo Batio. Happy New Year. I'm going to wait till I see people online, and then we can start today's program. Okay. Once I start seeing some names, I'll do some shout outs. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? I see Francisco, cool. And let's see who else is online. A lot of people are coming online now. Simon, Jerry, Fernanda, I know Roxana, Cynthia, hey, how are you? I know you. Let's see, Richie, hey, how's it going? Yep, Happy New Year, man. Okay, a lot of people are coming online. Let's see, there's Tanya, there's Nick, Frank, Andre, great. Hello, that's Roxana, I know her. Hey, Tony. So, okay, we've got a lot of people coming online now. I'm going to wait a little bit longer and then we're going to start. Hey, Steve, how are you? Steve Burry from Hell Creek Music and More. Yes. And wait. Hi, Steve. This is Joey. Just know I'm the star of the show. No, you're not. So anyway, let's see. There's a lot of people coming online. I see Alexis. Yeah, nice to see you too, Roxana. David, Patrick, a bunch of other people. We're getting a lot of people. Hey, Steve, how are you? Steve's daughter is getting married later this year, so I will be there. Okay, hey, Denny. All right. Anyway, now I'm playing. It is called the ET Hybrid. Sorry if you see my little online light there. Anyway, this guitar is absolutely amazing. Guitar sounds absolutely amazing. In fact, it sounds so good, I just want to keep playing a little more. I just did a cool dive bomb, came back perfectly in tune. What I wanted to do for the first online chat that I do, the No Boundaries show this year, first I want to wish everybody Happy New Year! Happy New Year. Now listen, I'm the star of the show. Now I give Angelo a lot of BS, but I want to say one thing. He's really a smart guy, really smart, and his heart's in the right place. Shut up, Joey. See, it doesn't matter what I say because he knows that I always smart off. But I can say this, that I'm here to genuinely help. I've been online now over 10 months. It's closing in on a year since I've been doing this. We're going to continue it every Thursday, and we're also probably going to add more things. I've done a serious upgrade to my studio in the last couple weeks. So we've added some really killer cameras. I've been getting an area. This is a pretty big area. It's actually in my house. My downstairs area is bigger than some houses. This is only one room. There's one room over there. There's a room behind me. And then there's another room behind this. And that's just the downstairs. And I'm not saying I'm so cool. I don't mean it like that. But I love playing music, and I've set this up to do music and to genuinely help. Now, I want to show you guys a little bit about this guitar. This is a production model guitar, and people ask, Michael, why did you do this thing? What are all those pickups? That can't work. People say, hey, bro, like, why don't you do like a coil tap, dude? Like, just like the knob, bro. Like, just smoke a bud, dude, and just like throw up the knob, like pull it up and like, but do it really like artistically, man. Go like, and it'll sound cool. No, it doesn't. Coil taps never sound cool. What people mean when they say a coil tap, they take a humbucker pickup, right? This is one humbucker. Then they pull up a knob, and instead, see, the reason why humbuckers were invented is single coil pickups are not as powerful, and they hum a lot with amplifiers. So you get this sound going, like, Nyah! What are you doing? See, and I mean, even Joey's like, what the heck is going on? So you get this sound, it's like, it's like, it's alive, like the old Frankenstein movies, you see the, all the sparks. It was nasty sounding when you use distortion amps, amps with some gain to them, like old Marshalls. So the humbucker was invented because the two coils together cancel each other out. In other words, it stops the hum. It stops the noise. A humbucker pickup is quiet. Single coils are noisy. So what people say, dude, man, just like do a coil tap, bro. A coil tap, dude, that like do it. Now you like get single coil and humbucker. Yeah, in theory, that works. See, so we could take a push-pull, you pull it up, and it takes this humbucker and makes it single. But what happens is it never sounds like a single coil. It never does. It sounds like a bad version. I mean, I'm a guy. If I want a girlfriend, do I want a real girl or a simulation of a real girl? Don't answer that question. But anyway, okay. Sorry, Joey had something to say, but we can't say it because this is a PG-13 rated show. The point is this. If you want the real deal, get the real deal. It's that simple. Get the real deal. Nobody's done this before. Now, I know some people say, well, Steve Morse came up with this guitar. Look, I love Steve Morse to death. I think he's an amazing guitarist. I've met him several times over the years, especially when he played in the Dixie Dregs. I've had backstage to see him and talk to him. I love him. Nobody has come up with this one. And see, here's another thing. Oh, bro, the pickups are too close together, dude. Way too close. You're going to get, like, some kind of harmonic, like, magnetic interference. Yeah. You know what kind of magnetic interference is this? Like, if you're on planet Pluto and, like, there's, like, magnetic interference there, do we feel it here? No. Joey said it right. It's all talk. See, anybody can come online and talk. Talk. Yeah. Walk. Do the walk. Walk the walk. Do you see this? Here's what we did on this. Here's my thinking. I played two guitars at the same time. I always loved the sound of single coils, but I also love the sound of humbuckers. I played two guitars. So I thought to myself when we were talking at Sawtooth, why not put two together? And one of the owners, Joe Fuco, he's a drummer of all things, but he's so creative. And he said, well, why don't we try this? And I said, well, it's never been done before. And he goes, well, let's check it out. And everybody thought, oh, this is not going to work. I didn't know it would work. We did it, but I'm so passionate about doing new things. I mean, I've created so many guitars in my career. Sorry, I'm getting some things coming in. Anyway, I've created so many different guitars in my career, and I still have the passion and the love to do new things, because everybody and their brother, it's kind of like you invent a little chicken nugget, everybody starts doing chicken nuggets. We come up with things that were new and different. And now other companies are starting to copy Sawtooth. Everybody was using EMGs. Look, I like EMGs. We said, how about the Fishman Fluence? Fishman Fluence pickups are awesome. all of a sudden we put one in my new 7-string guitar. Now other companies, do you like the Fishman influence rocks, bro? We like pull out the DiMarzios and the Duncans, bro, and do you like the Fluence? It's not, I'm not trying to copy anybody. Look at, more power to them, whatever they want to do. We boldly go. I invented a double guitar. I came up with rocket guitars, 29 frets. One of the first guitars ever in rock to use a 7-string. Me and Steve Vai, those are the two. And nobody did it before us in rock. And George Van Epps in jazz, but we both studied him. I'm sure Steve did. And so the point is this. We have developed a guitar at Sawtooth that really works, man. It is really awesome. And here's what we did. I have a passion for music, for the guitar. I mean, just listen to this. I'm using a configuration of 2 amps. I've got my overdrive here and the clean here, both Sawtooth amps. And I want to just show you, I'm on the distortion. That is actually the single coil lipstick pickup on the overdrive. Now watch. Middle position. Bridge position. Perfectly in tune when I'm ending. It is a top-of-the-line Floyd Rose, top-of-the-line, German-made. You have a complete, real Tele sound here. You A-B this against another Tele, it's a Tele. See, that's the thing. We didn't even know if it would work. But I'm so passionate about music and about design, and so are the people at Sawtooth, especially Joe. I mean, Joe and Kevin are the 2 main owners that I work with. I mean, Kevin's a great singer. You know, he's really passionate about what he does. And I work a lot with the design, really exclusively with Joe. And so we talked about this thing, and we were like, well, can we make it? And so the idea is simply this. Now I'm going to switch to the clean sound so you can hear this. Okay. And what I did is I literally put 2 separate amps together. I love this little Sawtooth 25. Now I am in full Tele mode here. This is a real Tele sound. Look at lipstick pickup here. You have your bridge position pickup right here. See, because what I wanted to do first is get that single coil sound, because a coil tap doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. It's not right. Yeah, in theory, like you split the humbucker into, don't you know, don't you understand the mentality, the intelligence that I possess, that yes, you split the coil. These are purists that have never played a show in their life. These are people, yeah. They postulate and they prognosticate and they say all this stuff that's meaningless because they've never been in the trenches. It's like talking about World War II and being in the freaking trench, having 1,000 people shooting at you and saying, well, yes, well, he should have done this and he should have done that. Dude, dudette, you get in the trench. You point that gun at someone else and pull the trigger and try to kill somebody. If you haven't done that, shut up. Because that's the way I feel about it. And I know it sounds pretty extreme, but before I even did my first instructional program, I was signed to Atlantic Records. Okay, so I had already been on a major label and toured with Aerosmith before I even did my first instructional program. It doesn't make me better than you or cooler than you. It gives me experience to say, look it, man, I'm in the major leagues here. I tour every night. I'm in a bus. I'm sleeping in a different hotel room every night, and I'm doing these exercises based on my experience, not only in my education, but in real world experience. If you want to learn war, you talk to somebody who's been in a war. If you want to learn the right way to play guitar, you talk to people who are experienced at it. Because, see, there's a lot of great young people out there. I love the new era of guitars. But if somebody tries to tell me, oh, well, like this is the right way to play fast. You know, because you see a lot of things, how to play fast. You know, I see this on Facebook. Well, you know, I don't think you should do this, and I don't think you should do that. Now look at this player might be really good, but you have to ask yourself a question. How many albums has he done? How many tours has he done? How many shows in a row has this person played? So how do you know that what he's saying is accurate? It's like asking a basketball player that's never played in the NBA, dude, like you're awesome, bro. I would rather, if I want to learn how to play a game, I want to talk to a pro that's played it. Now that doesn't discount what other people do. It just says that if I say something, like I don't say it lightly, I say it based on a lifetime of experience. And here's what I can tell you about this. Listen to this. This is the lipstick. Now that is the lipstick pickup. Now here is both. It's the lipstick and the bridge, the middle position. It's got that telly twang. Now here is the bridge position. What you have is the real deal sound, the real deal. And so it is not a coil tap. These are the real pickups. Now here's the cool thing. When I want, I can switch it to humbucker. So now I have depth. Now I've got a clean sound here, but listen to the difference. Here is the bridge position on the humbucker. Now here's what we had to do. We had to move the humbuckers inward to accommodate the real sound of the telly. So the real sound of the single coil is there, and we know that, see, humbuckers are more forgiving. So you can move them around and they still sound like humbucker pickups. And so we moved them in just a little closer to accommodate both as close as we could, so that we wouldn't have any structural problems, you know, like breaking or, you know, too close with the wood, but also to make it sound mean and bad like a real humbucker should. Like what? So you've got the bridge position and then the front position. So if I want to... It's the real deal. And now here's what I do. To keep the integrity of these pickups, single coils are just not as loud as humbuckers. They are not. Humbucker pickups were an answer to a problem of single coils. And the problem of single coils, there were actually two problems. One, they weren't loud enough. Two, the hum. So when you put both together, it's canceling the hum disappeared. And so, but they are inherently louder. And so what we did is, instead of trying to raise one or lower the volume of another, we kept the integrity of both sounds. And what that did is that enabled this guitar to be the truest hybrid guitar that's ever been made. This is the only guitar like this on the planet. And we've made, this is the ET version. We have also an ES version where it's more like a Strat sound. This is a true Telecaster sound, a true Tele sound, and a true humbucker sound. There's no other guitar like it on the planet. And then the cool thing is you can switch and you can have both sets of pickups on at the same time. And now here's what's starting to happen. We are selling the heck out of these guitars. There's a flash sale now. It's 25% off. We're getting a lot of guitar players playing these. Do you see my name anywhere on this guitar? Do you see it anywhere? No, because I'm not, my ego isn't so big. Mine is, Joey's is, but not mine. And so I don't want my name on it. I want to make a great guitar. This guitar can literally play an entire show. See, I love the sound of single coils. I love the sound of humbuckers. I've never in my life had one guitar that could do both and be exactly the way they were meant to be if they were two separate guitars. I mean, you could literally have a double neck guitar with single coils on one and humbuckers on the other, and it would sound virtually identical to this. You have right here a single coil that's true single coil, not a coil tap. I hate coil taps. When people say that, they suck, man. You know how many times I've used coil taps over the years? A million times. I played 1,000 guitars with coil taps. You know what I think of them? They suck. They don't sound good. Nobody's going to go and record an album with needing a single coil sound with a coil tap. There's just no possible way. Because it doesn't sound good. I mean, you can't... I mean, listen to this, I mean, that's the real deal. And I've been beating the heck out of this guitar, and also we added a top-of-the-line Floyd Rose. This is the best Floyd Rose in the world. This is a German-made bad boy Floyd, and the price of these guitars is incredible. And also, and I can't say enough about it, because listen to... Bridge, front. So wait, I can do my blues face. Or wait, I can do it! I'm almost David Gilmour! Oh. I had to hit that B flat. Why? Because he would have never done that. David would have said no. So the point is this. It's the real deal. I can't say it enough. I love this guitar. This is my go-to guitar when we start touring again. And I've got a lot of shows booked if we can ever do them. But I just love this guitar. And I'm going to switch to the humbucker side and also the distortion side. This is death. Now that's just the lipstick. Now here's the secret to what we did. They are true single coils, so they're not as loud as humbuckers. We left true single coils, true humbuckers. What I do is I use a compressor pedal. The compression, there's two types of things in music that limit sound. there's a compressor, and there's a limiter. A limiter, like if you watch a snare hit, like you watch the waveform, it'll be, it's like, a limiter will squash that big arc and move it downwards. So in other words, it limits the sound. A compressor does something very different. A compressor brings soft sounds up and loud sounds down. So what I do with this, and we had to do this because if you're going to do something that's a true hybrid, and you want truly single coils, you want truly humbucker sounds, you're going to get a sound discrepancy, a sound difference. You have to leave the humbuckers to be humbuckers. You know, people say to me, Michael, just be Michael. So if you wanted me on a guitar and Steve Vai on a guitar, would you want a coil tap and get half of me or half of Steve Vai? No! You want Steve on one side or, you know, and me on another. In other words, you get Steve and Mikey. And so this is what we did. We have single coils that are true single coils. This will hold up. I can record a record and record a song in the studio knowing that I've got a true single coil telly sound. This is a real lipstick pickup. That is a real single coil that you would use on any telly model. But I also know when I switch it to humbucker mode, I have a true humbucker sound, which was my sound for many years. You have the real deal with both. You have Steve and Mikey on one guitar. Not kind of Steve, kind of Mikey. A coil tap is like, well, like Angelo's really great, but it's like kind of Angelo. It's Angelo light. You know, do you want Angelo light? What? Do you want Joey? Okay, Joey will take this offensively. So will Robert. Robert won't say anything. He's like, he just said Happy New Year. He could only move. See, he's the world's angriest silent man, silent hand. If you want to, I can always lend a hand here. But what he does is he holds the pick. And he's mean. He's really mean. Very mean. He picks hard. And he means every note that he says. He takes no prisoners, and there's no mercy. And so that's the way Robert picks. And Joey's like, yes. Him and Robert work really well together. And here I'm the one that's the liaison between the two. Now, the point is really simple. Do you want the real deal or not? This guitar is amazing. It's amazing. I'm telling you, I didn't even know it would work. And so anyway, now here's the really cool thing about it. I'm in total single coil mode right now, even in a distortion sound. But it gets that that you can't get with humbuckers. Here, I'm going to put it in humbucker mode. Hear that thicker, girthier sound? That's humbuckers. Metallica, baby! I had to just beat the heck out of this just to show you how good this Floyd is. Listen to that. After beating the heck out of this guitar, it's perfectly in tune. So And when I check tuning, I always defer to the George Lynch riff. So you can go from that to country in one guitar, and it's the real deal on both. I'm telling you, there's no guitar like this in the planet. There's just none. And I'm going to say it 1,000 times. It was Joe, the CEO of Sawtooth, one of the head guys, the owners that came up with this idea. I didn't know if it would work. But I have an open mind. See, when people criticize and they're like, I don't listen to a lot of it because I ask myself one thing. When I listen to people talk, are they talking from experience or just talking because they have an opinion? And everybody's opinion is valid, so I'm not discounting anybody's. But when I hear people, say about certain guitars, or, I ask myself, well, what's their track record? Like Bill Hudson, a really great guitar player who was in TSO, and we've done shred collabs. He goes, I don't listen to any guitar player that hasn't bought a house playing music. Now, I love him, but there's actually, a point to that because, if I want to know about plumbing, I'm going to talk to a plumber who's actually done plumbing. If I want somebody to build a house for me, I would like a guy that's built, or a girl that's built houses before. Is that crazy? If you're going to learn something, don't you want to learn something from somebody who's actually done it? And that's why I use my war thing because, I love history. I'm a very big student of history, and I'm also a big proponent of that. You cannot look at the past through the lens of the present. I just, can you imagine if what you believe today, 100 years from now, is very different? Their opinions about everything you believe is different. But you think you're right and you think you're a good person and, you think you're a credit to humanity. And all of a sudden, 100 years from now, they say, no, you're wrong, you're bad. You know why you're bad? Because we think you're bad. And so I think that, music history was not like that when I studied it. I didn't study Mozart in the eyes of the 20th and 21st centuries. I studied Mozart in the era that he was, and because he was real crazy. If you know anything about him as a person, he was insanely funny, almost like Robin Williams funny, and who was by the way, I have 3 favorite comedians. You're gonna laugh: Robin Williams, Rodney Dangerfield, and Jim Carrey. And I love all 3 of them. I just watch videos of them sometimes and just crack up. There's nobody better at ad-libbing than Robin Williams, and Rodney Dangerfield does the best stand-up. He always, I know he knew what was in his head. And then Jim Carrey is very much like a Robin Williams, except he's more physical. Jim Carrey had physical comedy that neither one of the two, but I just love all 3 of them. And I love the spontaneity of it. And that's, and sometimes in my own humor, I kind of feel that way. But again, listen, I'm going to go back to the guitar. Just listen. Lipstick. And middle position. Now, bridge. You get this just vicious sound. If I want humbucker, this is something that I haven't done yet. just figured out all the sounds. And I've thought about doing it today while I'm here, but I'm gonna just show you, just in this single coil alone. It's so intense, and it's so easy to maneuver this stuff. For example, when you put it on this upper position here, single coil, and then this controls the pickups. So you keep it here, so watch. You can hear 3 distinct sounds. It's so easy to use. This is not complicated. I'm a guitarist. We don't like it complicated. We like it easy to use so we can think about playing. Then you'd switch it to the middle position. Now it's both. Here is humbucker and single coil in the bridge position. So you get the twang of the single coil and the depth and destruction of the humbucker. Now watch. If I flip both up, now I have the neck position of both. Go back. Now I have not tuned one little thing on this guitar, and I've been beating the heck out of it for almost 40 minutes. It is perfectly in tune. I'm just telling you, we've created something brand new. Let anybody else use Fluence pickups. Let anybody else create another matte black guitar like we did. We did something new, and it's really, it is the answer to a lot of, it's a question not a lot of people asked because they didn't know it was possible. You know how many people said we couldn't pull this one off? And we did. And here's the really cool thing. Spalted maple. See, any guitar that you get with wood is going to be unique unto itself. But there's a real difference with spalted maple because of these black lines in there. So what happens is every single guitar that's a production model is different. And it's noticeably different. It's not like if you have flame maple. It's usually like, whoa, man, the flames rock, bro. Or broette. Is that a word? No, but we can make it up. Why not? And so people make up stuff all the time, and they pass it off as real. And so all I can tell you is this. When it comes to spalted maple, which this is the top, each guitar looks so different from another. It's almost like you have your own custom guitar. I mean, when I saw this one when I was at Sawtooth, I was like, this is the one. This is death with 6 strings. Now, here's another thing. People say, dude, I'll buy it, bro, but I'll buy the left-handed version. Well, guess what? Virtually every Sawtooth, and I said virtually, not every single one, but most of them have left-handed versions. You can get this in left-handed. So what's the excuse? And so, but I just love this guitar. And it's so versatile, but I can't stress it enough. 1, we kept the integrity of the single coil humbuckers. 2, they sound amazing, and for the first time, you get to use a configuration of both. So you get the girth and the depth and the meanness of the humbucker, and you get the twanginess and the brightness and that just like the feel of a single coil. I just love it. So that's in that middle position. What? See, I've got both pickups on, singles and humbuckers. Now if I switch to just humbuckers, watch. Subtle difference, but a real difference. You hear the thickness come in. no boundaries, for example. Or peace. You get that singing sound of the humbucker on this guitar. And my front pickup sound, the neck position. Now, I'm going to switch back to the clean sound. But I can't say enough about this. I really love these guitars. Now here, humbucker, you can hear it. But see, if you want to use a clean sound, is really a humbucker sound, unless you're playing jazz, really the right way? Like a... Like I used to do a song when I was a kid called Stormy. It's like... And I go... my version of Light My Fire. It's kind of like Jose Feliciano. But the point is this. That's a real humbucker sound. It's not a coil tap. Coil tap will never in a million years do this. Do you want part of Steve? Do you want part of Mikey? Front pickup, back. Now I use a little bit of compression to bring the humbucker volume down and the single coil up. You put a little bit of compression on this, they're equal. Watch. You hear, you can hear that single coil sound really bright. Humbucker. Then you can add them both. Watch. So you get these really unique sounds, but the key to this whole thing is that you have the real deal. And I can't stress that enough. You have a real single coil and a real humbucker. And I just love it. Now, I want to say something too. You know, I'm not allowed to play songs because of Facebook rules right now. So what I'm doing is, you know, I know I'm talking a lot about the guitar, but we're doing a flash sale. So you get a chance to get this guitar at 25% off. It's Spalted maple. This is the top of the line German-made Floyd Rose. Nobody does cooler guitars than Sawtooth, I'm sorry. For the price point, you cannot beat it. They are the best features on planet Earth. I've been designing guitars for a long time. I know what I'm doing, and I still love it. And I didn't just do this for you. I did this for me. You don't know the feeling of being on stage to be able to just go and just to play. With a front pickup, middle position. Or now bridge position pickup. Watch. And again, that middle position. You know, I mean, I played this a bunch of times before, but was on stage playing that, that's authentic. That's real. That's a real deal. It's not a coil tap, and I'm going to say it 1,000 times. Coil taps suck. They just don't sound good. I have over 175 guitars now. I have some coil taps. I hate them. There's never once out of 15 solo records and 2 major label bands, so we're talking close to 20 albums, just and all this stuff, that I've ever used a coil tap. Why? Because it's a simulation of a single coil pickup. I don't want simulations. I want the real deal, and that's what these are. So, and they're so easy to use. It's like this, single coil, both humbuckers. So that's so easy. If you leave it up here, then you just flip the toggle switch like a normal guitar. Okay, I'm in single coil mode. Now here, middle position. So anyway, I was reading some of the things there. And then, but the point is that I've stressed over and over, you get 2 guitars on one. You could literally play an entire set with 1 guitar. And if you want to get great clean sounds, they're real clean sounds. They're the real deal. If you want overdrive and you want that humbucker death sound, front pickup. And then add one last thing, the top of the line Floyd Rose. I mean, I've been playing the heck out of this. I have not touched any tuning key. That's like dialed. World War III! Now we can see the bomb coming! Wow! I had to do it. It sounded like Van Halen there for a second. Like, okay, wait. I have to do the metal mouth. Wait. Perfectly in tune. After I beat the heck out of this, I showed this guitar no mercy. So anyway, I hope I've explained this. Now, I do a lot of free lessons. And I think people that know me know I sincerely and genuinely, I can't even speak today. You know what happened to me? I bit my tongue earlier today. I was like, what's going on here? I'm just goofing around. But anyway, I genuinely want to help you. I genuinely do. My Metal Method videos are in very great detail. I don't care what anybody says about playing fast or about technique. My first question is this to you. I think you should learn from as many people as possible if you can. But when you've talked to someone like me, I've toured in 58 countries. I don't know if anybody knows this. I was the first Western artist ever to play on Chinese national TV. We're talking the government TV. Nobody else before me that wasn't Chinese has played. I was vetted. They did, you know, everything you can imagine to check up on me, to make sure that I was qualified to do this. And I have toured and toured and toured and toured. Even last year before COVID broke out, I did over 40 shows in 2 months. And so if I talk about speed and talk about how to keep your fingers, you know, from getting injured and how to just not injure yourself, I don't come from a place of ego. I come from a place of experience. And you can't get experience unless you do it. If I want to learn how to play American football as a running back, I would prefer to talk to a running back in the NFL than to somebody who is in high school or college football but hasn't made the major leagues. You can learn a lot from those people. There's no question about it. I'm not discounting what they do. But if you want to understand what it takes for someone that's a top professional for a long career, then you get Speed Kills. My instructional programs from Metal Method are the top production quality. They are top quality. Doug Marks used to always say, we need to make a damn good lesson. We didn't make damn good lessons. We made incredible lessons that will stand the test of time. If you want to learn why I've never been injured, why that I've been playing for decades and have not slowed down, why that I can still come up with new ideas, it's a mindset. But also, I try to work smart. I don't want to be stupid. I maximize my time. So go to metalmethod.com. You can get my instructional programs there. I have over a dozen of them. They're amazing. And they're still amazing. And plus, the first one, Speed Kills, I was really young. I look really cool. And in fact, I used to look at it going, look at my little skinny fingers. And I'm still thin. I'm like, what happened to those skinny little fingers? I don't want to look like bacon on my hand, you know. And, but... You know, all I can tell you is this: they work. Speed Kills works. Also, there's nothing like these hybrid guitars on the market. Nothing. They work. We had a goal, and I have a passion for it, and so do the people at Sawtooth. We wanted to make a real single coil and a real humbucker guitar work together as one guitar. So you have two distinct sounds in one guitar that are real. You can A-B this against two humbuckers. You can A-B this against two single coils, and it will hold up. This is a record quality guitar sonically and also visually. Spalted maple just rules. We have a couple other colors for it, and the price point, I mean, German-made Floyd, who can do that? And who can do it at this price point? Nobody except for us. Sawtooth Guitars rule. I'm Angelo Batio for Sawtooth Guitars, Sawtooth Amps, Cormacast Music, and GoDPS. GoDPS is the retail outlet, but let me tell you this, they have a great app, GoDPS Live. So anyway, let's just keep it at that. Next week, I'll be back with another lesson, and we'll focus on lessons, but I want to just say Happy New Year to you, to everybody there. And, you know, just know something, that try it. You know, they say fortune favors the brave. I'm not always, I don't always like change, but I'll go and I'll do things. And that's why I'm still here and I still love what I do. I embrace change. And nobody likes everything about change. But I can tell you this, there's a philosophical concept. The only constant is change. So if you don't change, you are left behind. And that doesn't mean you have to change your personality or, I want to wear like different clothes nowadays. Yeah, you can do that. You can do whatever you want. But it means that even if you're sometimes like a little bit afraid of it, go for it. Go for it. If you believe that in your heart of hearts it's the right thing to do, you do it. We believed that we could pull this off. Had it ever been done before? No. And all the pundits online, coil taps, pickups too close together, this, yada, 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 yada. We did it, not them. And so I can say this, I'm Angelo Batio. Remember, think of your life as a coin, your attitude. PMA's on one side, NMA, negative mental attitude, is the other. A coin doesn't stand like this when you flip it to the ground. Your attitude's either positive or negative. whatever you do in life, no matter how crazy things get, and believe me, I've lived long enough to endure a lot of death, a lot of change, a lot of things that I really don't wish on anybody else. But I always say to myself, what's the coin today? Positive. See ya.